Hi, I'm going to walk you through the client data ingestion process. Let's start with the ingestion schema. So we have a new data cataloging tool called Elation, where we're storing data documentation, including the ingestion schema. So the cool thing about Elation is all of the schemas, better known as databases, and all of the tables within those databases can be navigated, and you can actually understand an overview, a detailed description of columns, as well as data samples and other information regarding each table. So in this case, we're looking at the table Exposures History V7, but the human readable name for this table is Individual Risk Client Exposures Upload History. So you get a description. For example, this table includes all individual risk exposures across lines. It includes data at the policy level. It ingests coverage level information, but rolls them up into coverage and coverages fields. But the detailed coverage level and exclusion level information, it points to other tables that you can look at, exclusions V7 and coverages V7. So for instance, you could dive in and explore those tables as well. But we'll stick to the main ingestion schema here. You can actually dive in and explore all of the different columns. There are favorited columns, which you can sort by. These are sort of the main columns that are relevant for downstream analysis and would be required in any upload. So you can actually see the various metadata fields like project, bordereau name, year, insurer name, as well as some of the auto-generated fields, as well as various fields related to the insured individual risk. This ingestion schema will help you format a file to upload with our web tool. So now I'm going to walk you through uploading data with the web tool. You can actually use this URL in order to access our web tool, as long as you're on the MMC VPN network, either Zscaler or Cisco VPN. You should be able to access this website. So let's go through an upload. You can upload a file by simply dragging and dropping or using that upload screen. You provide a cedant name. This is just a test file, so I'll just go with the first option. You select your treaty type. You express your treaty name. I'll say cyber, for example. You provide an email for getting a notification when our ETLs are finished. So once you do your ingestion, our ETLs run. This includes things like data enrichment algorithms like fuzzy matching insured companies, identifying a NACE code from relevant information in your policy bordereau. You would get an email notification when those ETLs are done over here, which would then allow you to look at your Power BI dashboard, because the data won't refresh until the ETLs finish. You can select metadata information, like this is a policy listing. The line of business is casualty. You can select your as of date, another common piece of metadata with policy bordereau. And then when you hit next, it actually goes ahead and uploads to the data lake, and then it runs a column matching algorithm. So one of the main data cleaning operations is renaming columns into a standard UFS. So identifying that UFS and then actually matching columns to that UFS is a very common general operation done on many teams. So it's something that we built a machine learning algorithm to automate. So now the machine learning algorithm has run and it's matched up the columns. It's not perfect, and so it needs a human in the loop. And a lot of the data cleaning automation that we'll do in general will require a human in the loop to verify the results of the automation. So in this case, coverage 1 should map to coverage 1. Like I said, we will continue to iterate and improve on it. Like that should have been automated. Exclusion 1 should map to exclusion 1. Cool, so now once you've confirmed the mapping, you hit next. And it actually submits the rename columns into the backend and triggers our ETLs. So now you get a preview of your data. In the future, this is also where you would see a summary of data validations, and as well as an ability to iterate row by row through the validation failures. And you can get some statistics on your data. And then you see that you've successfully uploaded. You will get an email when stream ETLs have finished running and the relevant tables have been updated so that you can actually go and view the updated data in your dashboard. So in this case, you can actually see I got an email notification that the ETL has actually run. And when you click on it, you can actually see the ETL run, and you can actually see sample data from all of the downstream tables. So you can actually see that the data that you've ingested has been processed by our ETLs into a table that powers the Power BI dashboard. You can see the sample rows here, as well as powering the CAP model and the exposure model. So cool. So the other piece of this is that once you get this email notification, you know that the ETLs have finished running. The sample data looks okay. You can actually view your Power BI dashboard because it's hooked up to the data lake. And when the data lake table is updated, the Power BI dashboard is refreshed as well. So in this case, you can actually see an example of the Power BI dashboard that we produce for Vista. So when new data is ingested for Vista, it would populate this dashboard, for example. And here you can actually see that it gives you a view on all of this coverage level information. You can actually see a breakdown by line of business in every single country because this is global data. You can see, for instance, a breakdown by each insured. So for instance, you can see how CVS is distributed across the different lines. This is also where our entity resolution algorithm enables grouping by the individual insured risks. You can see an industry concentration as well, so a breakdown by of TSI by industry, etc.